What is going on, everybody out there? I hope that you're all doing fantastic. This is Overcast. Yes, Overcast. I didn't say Overwatch this time. No, this is Overcast episode 18. We are the Overwatch podcast. I'll just say it right now. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Frostee, and here is Chris, Matrix Overwatch. What is going on, my friend?
Ooh, pretty things. Very pretty things are happening. What is up, everybody? I am Chris Matrix. Welcome to Overcast episode 018. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
And
as always, you guys can find us on Twitter at Overcast Show and our website over at theovercastshow.blogspot.com as part of our parent studio, frozenfoxradio.com. And you can always find us on our new Facebook page, which has seen a little bit of love, which I'm happy. And then if you're not tuning in live, of course, you can always find our VOD on YouTube, or you can always find us on iTunes and Podbean. Now that that stuff is out of the way, holy crap, has it been an interesting week.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the only sad thing about the week is that I'm 2,000 miles away from you again.
Yeah, right? Oh, man. For everybody already knows we took a week off because last weekend, of course, was BlizzCon.
Yes.
Oh,
the gloriousness that is BlizzCon. So
I'm still recovering, dude. Still.
When we talk about what we've been up to, it's the same thing. We were at BlizzCon, and this was your first BlizzCon, right? Your first real attending BlizzCon.
Yeah, I am no longer a BlizzCon virgin.
That's right.
It was, and it's only like an hour away from me every year, and I never go. But this was my first time, and I was just, BlizzCon blues. I didn't think were a thing.
It is so true. It is so true.
I want to go back. Like, I want to go hang out with all my friends again. You know, chill by the food trucks. You know, get drinks in the Hilton lobby, and just it was such an amazing experience, dude. There's nothing like it. If you've never been to a BlizzCon, go.
Yeah.
If you do one thing that just makes you absolutely nerd out, go to BlizzCon. Just do it. It is a one-of-a-kind experience. I've been to other conventions.
There's nothing
BlizzCon,
like it. Nothing
oh my god.
Like it.
No, there really is nothing like BlizzCon. It's ruined all other conventions for me. Like, I don't want to go to PAX anymore. E3,
Yeah,
TGS,
exactly. Yeah,
like,
it is.
Yeah.
It is the con. Honestly, BlizzCon is the con. So I have to ask, since it's your first time, I always love to see what people think about it. What was your first impression when you walked in those doors and you saw all the amazingness that was in front of you?
I was just like, I'm home. I'm home. Like, this is my home. This is where I belong. It was so great. Just the whole atmosphere of BlizzCon just makes you feel like you belong there. And with all the people that you know from online or otherwise, whether you're raiding with them or you're playing Heroes of the Storm with them, or you get smashed by them every time in StarCraft, or you're grinding for hours on end in Diablo with them, like, just getting to, like, be there physically with them just made it so amazing. It's truly an unforgettable experience.
You're definitely right about that. I mean, every single one. I mean, I've been to like 5 or 6 now, and every single one of them has been the best BlizzCon. They're all so great. And like you said, if you ever get the chance, just go, because you will not regret it. But I have to ask, the other question is, we talked about it before. When you went in those doors, did you run to the opening ceremonies or did you run to the Overwatch booth?
Mia and Firewater were the first ones in line for Overwatch.
Nice.
So I watched the opening ceremonies from this. They had the opening ceremonies up on all the screens at all the booths and stuff. So we sat there in line and we watched the opening ceremonies, like, on the big 300-inch screen there. So we got to see everything. And as soon as they did the Overwatch announcement, they said, "Okay, go have fun." Like, oh, opening ceremonies aren't even done yet. We can go play. Shoot, let's go.
Nice. That was what I was going to ask. The next question, you answered it right for me, because I wanted to know, like, how long they were going to make you wait. So
yeah, as soon as the announcement was made, we'll get into the announcement in a little bit here, but as soon as the announcement was made, they were like, "All right, we're going.
Yep.
Queue up into your lines. We're good to go."
That is awesome. Well, since that's really all we've been up to, other than playing the beta on the side, I mean, why don't we just jump right into the news? Because there's so much of it.
Release details.
Release
Woo!
release details. So we know how the game is going to be released now. We're going to buy the game. It's not going to be free to play, which is kind of what we started to slide into that train of thought over time. And we're going to get a spring release, trademark soon, spring, whatever you want to say about it.
When it's done.
When it's done. Most retailers have it listed coming out on June 21st. So
On or before June 21st is what the official announcement said. So we could get it June 21st. We could get it March. I mean, March would be technically the first day of spring, but knowing Blizzard, they're going to push that release date. They're going to stretch just as much as possible. But a lot of people are actually really salty. I don't know why. The fact that this was going to be a full retail game. Guys, just look at the game. It's flippin' amazing.
Yep.
Why would you not buy this game?
It's such a great thing, I think, to be able to just buy the game outright, because you don't have to worry about having to buy heroes. Nothing's locked behind a paywall, maybe except for if they want to do skins or something like that later on, which is perfectly fine. I'm going to buy them anyway.
Even if it's just cosmetic things, yeah, I'll spend extra money. I spent $60 on the Origins edition. I mean, come on. Technically, so for people who don't know, okay, there are 3 different pay options. There is a PC only base edition of the game for $40 or $39.99 or whatever that you can pre-order on Battle.net. There's the Origin edition, which is $59.99 or $60, 60 euro, whatever have you. That's available on PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. And then the collector's edition, which is $130, I want to say.
Yeah, it's $129, so $130.
Yeah, and that is available also for PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. Only caveat being is, the very, very base version of the game is only going to be available on PC. But on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, you're paying $60 the title anyways. Well, what do you care?
Exactly. And I was right there in the con when I was able to buy it immediately, and on my phone right there. Luckily, I had enough connection. Collector's edition, boom, got it. You can see it right there on the screen right now. It comes with your Soldier 76 bronze statue, which the prototype was there at the con. You could see what it looked like. It is super detailed.
Isn't it like a 13-inch statue? It's pretty big.
Yeah, it's big, and it's nice looking. So I had to grab that. You get the soundtrack, you get the visual source book, all those goodies that come with the collector's edition. And the giant box that I'm assuming is going to be pretty big because it looks big. So.
Well, it's got to fit the freaking 76 statue in it alone. I mean, it's going to be massive. And well worth it. I know people who have ordered multiple versions of the game already. Tactical Koala, I believe, pre-ordered an Origin edition and a collector's edition. So, and he's just going to put the collector's edition up on his wall, have all the devs sign it and all that fun stuff. So.
Yep.
Hell, I'd do it.
There you go. And there's
the 5 Origin skins too are going to be awesome.
Yeah, I have them right there on the screen too. So these 5 Origin skins are fantastic. They're so good. The Overgrowth Bastion, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'd rather have a regular Bastion myself, but having Blackwatch Raze, I mean, he looks so sick.
My favorite by far had to be Strike Commander Morrison.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Jim Morrison. Come on, if you've read anything into the lore, hell to the yes, please, and thank you.
Going back to that old classic look, and then Slipstream Tracer looks pretty sweet as well. I love the aviators. It's a cool look for her. And now Security Chief Farah, I have to say, to me is I think the weakest one, but that's just my opinion.
Personally, my least favorite one would be Overgrowth Bastion, but that's just because I really don't like playing Bastion. And if there were 2 skins that I would have to kind of nix out of it, I would put Bastion and Pharah in there. I mean, I just don't personally like the color scheme or whatever, but that's all personal opinion.
It's all personal opinion.
That's all huff and fluff. Some people who absolutely love them are like, yeah, skins. And then also, for those of you who don't already know, if you do pre-order the game, you get the Noir Widowmaker skin as well.
Yes.
So if you pre-order the Origin Edition, you get 6 skins, not 5.
That is hashtag truth, my friend.
Right, right.
Yeah, and
So
like Cloud Gaming is saying in the chat, the good thing about these skins right here is that they're all lore based. They're all these historical, what these people looked like back in the lore, and it just gives you another insight into what they were like. So
yeah.
Should we jump into these new heroes?
We have plenty to talk about these 3 new heroes, don't we?
We have 3 new heroes, and the first one of them, Diva, is on the screen right now.
we'll just start by saying Diva is bae. Diva. Guess what, Dark J? Yes, I have a new favorite hero, and it's Diva. So get over it.
Get over it. No.
Well, I wouldn't say she's my absolute favorite hero. I mean, she's my favorite tank to play by all means. Just absolutely, she's a super aggro tank. She can fly around and get to places most other tanks can't.
Yeah,
with her rocket boosters. Cool. She has the defense matrix that literally eliminates just about all projectiles.
Yep.
One thing I actually figured out today was that the defense matrix doesn't get rid of Junkrat's mine. Like if you throw the mine.
Oh.
It doesn't get rid of that. It gets rid of the grenades, but it doesn't get rid of the mine.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then also her ultimate is, she literally jumps out of her mech and self-destructs it in a massive, massive explosion. Which, if placed and used properly, can wipe out an entire enemy team in just one go.
That explosion is so huge and so powerful.
But it's very easily countered.
It is.
Especially by another one of the new heroes.
Oh, we're going to run into May next?
I'm assuming we are. Tell me a little bit about May.
So May, now we got those, what are you going to call them, the journal while she was exploring the mountains, and we thought maybe it was going to be a mountainside map, and no, we were wrong. It was a new hero. So May is, as they called her, the reluctant fighter, but willing to get in there and get her hands dirty for what's right. And she is all frost-based. So she's got her, I don't remember what the name of the weapon is, but basically she can shoot a stream of frost to the point where she can freeze anybody. So if you want to slow down a high mobility hero, or you want to freeze a Bastion, that's one of the things that they let us know is one of the counters to Bastion today, is freezing them up with that. You can also use a wall. It goes
through shields, people.
It goes through shields, yep. You can also form a wall, which you can use it for many things. One of the things that I've seen it used is to get people into different places. You can use it to just block off a place so that you can get your team from one spot to another. Yeah.
Line of sight stops Diva's ult, and it's the endothermic blaster, by the way.
The endothermic blaster. That's what it's called. That's right. Yes, you can form those walls. You can get people from one place to the other without having to deal with enemy fire, which is fantastic. And you can build bridges, which is the other thing. Like, I thought that was pretty cool. That you can build bridges between high places and you can get people all around the map. And then her ultimate is I think it's like the frost grenade.
The blizzard?
The blizzard. That's what I just call it, the frost grenade. It's all good, right? But
no,
blizzard. Like
blizzard.
Like the
Nope, it's blizzard. Get it right.
So they got the blizzard in there, which slowly does a freezing effect to everybody in the area, and then does damage to them. I don't remember how much precisely.
It does do damage.
It
does
a
not
good
slow
amount
by any means, but it does damage.
Yeah, well, it has like a ramp up time before they're completely frozen or whatever. So.
Well, yeah, just like her endothermic blaster, but it actually stacks with her endothermic blaster too. So if you catch someone in a blizzard and you hit them with the blaster, they're gonna freeze in like less than a second, and you can just fire the icicles off using the right click and just absolutely destroy them.
Or you just get Diva to just you freeze them all in place and get Diva to just dump her ult right there too. Just take out the whole team. It's all good.
Zarya, May, and Diva.
That's
G, mother flippin' G.
That's the way to do it. And
I've seen that happen so many times already in the last week. It's not even funny.
Oh goodness. And
it's too good.
The final hero that we predicted, I think everybody expected for BlizzCon, was Genji, green cyborg ninja. We know who he is. It's Genji.
Green robot ninja dude.
Hanzo's brother. You are nothing. And there he is. Now tell us a little bit more about him from your perspective.
So Genji is a very, very mobile offensive type character in the game. He does rely a lot on being kind of within mid to close range. His left click, of course, he throws shurikens or ninja stars for those who are less inclined to knowledge. And fire. He can fire them off three in a straight line, or he can fire them off three in a fan,
Hmm.
which is really cool. I've seen some Genjis who are able to pick people off at super long ranges with those. I
Yep.
mean, they don't travel very fast, but if you know how to lead properly and the other person's not paying attention, you're gonna kill them.
Oh yeah.
It happens. Um, his his like mobility skill, he does like a forward dash and he slices with his sword,
Yep.
which does a little bit of upfront damage, but then it also does a nice bit of damage over time.
A good bleed.
Uh, yeah, it kind of like a bleed, yeah, and it can almost one shot the squishier characters
Yep.
like Tracer, Mei,
Mercy.
Devo if she's outside of her mech,
Yep.
um, Mercy, things like that. His E abilities, he actually brings out his sword and he can deflect projectiles back in the position where his crosshair's at,
Hmm.
which I saw Genji absolutely destroy a McCree who was using Deadeye
Yeah.
about 20 minutes ago.
Oh my goodness.
That was the play of the game. McCree did a Deadeye and the Genji deflected it back and killed the McCree.
The craziest thing about that deflection, somebody made a video yesterday and they showed everything that it can and can't deflect. And it's crazy. Like you can deflect like grenades and
Yep.
things like that. Like for example, the blizzard. If you deflect that, it'll immediately just kind of turn counter to Mei and freeze her instead. For example, I
Huh.
saw him deflect a full-powered Widowmaker shot and killed him or killed her
Nah.
when when he deflected it back to her. I saw the Zarya's alt get deflected by him. I mean,
Yep.
the stuff you
I've
can
done
do
that.
with that alt is so awesome. It's such a game
That's not an
changer.
ult. That's not an ult.
That's
a
right.
base
That's
ability.
right. Sorry, that's his base. That's true.
Yeah. And then his ultimate, he actually pulls out his sword and you can run around and hack and slash people
Yes.
for 8 seconds. Now, the thing about his dash ability too is that if you get a kill, it resets.
Yeah.
So you can dash around and be the most annoying mother ninja ever. And also, his more towards the mobility end, he can wall climb a lot like Hanzo can, but
Yep.
he can also double jump.
Yep. And that is so fun.
And his dash, his left shift where he slices and stuff, it can be used vertically. So
Yep.
he can go. He goes nuts. We'll just put it that way. Genji can go absolutely insane nuts, like more than, in my opinion, more than a Tracer can.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's basically like a three-dimensional tracer is how I thought about him when I was playing him. You can zoom around not only around the map killing people, but you can go up and down all around. It's so
Mhm.
fun. I've had a blast playing as him. This is in
Yeah.
the time that I was able to. So yeah, there we go. There's the three new heroes, and the cool thing about it is that right after BlizzCon, they were dumped right into the beta, so we didn't have to wait for them or anything. They just said, "Okay, here
Literally
you go."
that Monday, like they patched, boom, they were all in. We were like, well, I guess the devs didn't stay so long at the Hilton bar.
I know, right?
That's
No,
what Jeff Kaplan said when they were asked, okay, well, when are we going to see the heroes in the beta? He's like, well, I think it really depends on how long the dev team stays at the Hilton bar tonight.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Blizzard has been going nuts this week. I'd heard some people like saying that like nobody was going to get off this week, and I can see why, because they dropped that. They dropped Legacy of the Void. They had dropped the Hearthstone expansion, the Diablo
Which I'm
3
still
PTR.
jealous of. I still want Legacy of the Void. I
If
might
any-
be in the Overwatch beta, but I love my StarCraft lore. I
Yeah.
want it.
It's pretty freaking sweet. I'll just say that. So I hope you get. I hope you get it soon.
1928. If anybody of you want to get from me, yeah, you know what to do. You know what to do.
They're gonna be like, you
Yeah.
share your account for a while. That's what they want. That's the price you have to pay.
Hey, that's against terms of service.
That's
Buying a
exactly.
gift for someone is not against terms of service, however.
I'm just saying that's the price they will ask. I know it.
I'll be broke. I'll stay broke. I'll keep my Overwatch beta access.
Yes, got to keep it while we can, right? So
Yes.
we also got a new map with it though. We got a new map this weekend.
Yes. Hollywood was announced. It is a point capture payload hybrid.
Yes.
I kind of attribute it more to I make it when I compare it to other things. I compare it to King's Row,
Yeah, it
where
is
it's
just like King's Row.
it's a pretty narrow map. You start off by capturing a point, then you escort the payload to its destination. It's got a lot of narrow choke points, sorry, and a lot of vertical play, a lot like King's Row,
Yep.
except it's A, in the daytime, and B, it's a lot more kind of comical, I guess you could say. It's a
Yeah,
little bit brighter, the colors are more vibrant. Um,
Glitchbot is
the
comical. I mean, you got to give it to
Yeah,
Glitchbot. He rides in
yeah.
his limo as you escort him, and
Mhm.
he has a whole bunch of different things. He tells you about how much he doesn't like you, stuff
Alfred
like that.
Glitchbot.
Depending on what character you are, he has a lot of things to say.
I would have liked Robot De Niro.
Oh, Robot De Niro, yes.
Yeah, but hey, for legal reasons, they went with Alfred Glitchbot, but it is what it is. One thing I really like about the map is that there's a lot more vertical play in it than most of the other maps.
And even if you're
Like,
not a vertical hero, because the elevator things they have around the map
mhm.
get you up on top of things.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Bastions be on like the absolute top point of the map, just trying to rain freaking lead from above. It's like, oh, hi, I'm Reaper. Boom, 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 you're dead.
Yep.
Hi.
What's going on?
I really don't like Bastion, if you didn't notice.
So, do you like any? Well, I know you don't like Tracer. Are you liking her any? Are you hating her any less?
I like killing her more.
You like killing her more? Okay.
I mean, I just go as May and I freeze her.
And you're like,
Ah,
oh,
ah.
what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna get out of this? No, you're dead.
Exactly. Me and a buddy, we go around as May and Junkrat. He freezes her. Then I lay a trap down on her, and if she's not already dead, then we just kind of mess with her a little bit. It's fun.
Oh, that's
Try
hilarious.
it.
Just like a
Yes.
cat playing with its prey.
Mhm.
Oh goodness. So while you were at BlizzCon, you got the chance to stream from the floor with a koala.
Yeah. Our good friend of the show, Tactical Koala, did have a live stream going on from the BlizzCon floor, and then a bunch of us who, most of us who play together pretty much on the regular, we all got together and did kind of a show match where he could show off some of the new heroes and all that. We got absolutely destroyed because at the last minute we brought in one amongst many, Golden Boy, but they Ask Joshi, a bunch of these guys
Mhm.
who, yeah, we'll just say we got destroyed. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself. Koala enjoyed himself. We had a really, really fun time there doing the stream from the BlizzCon floor, and it was an absolute blast. I couldn't have asked for a better event.
Yeah, that's awesome. So congrats for that, because that's cool to be able to have played in front of, who knows how many people have ended up watching that now.
Thousands of people. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. But along with all the new stuff with gameplay, new maps, new heroes, we also got quite a bit of extra stuff, didn't we?
We have a bunch of extra stuff coming. Oh my goodness. So right before BlizzCon, it was announced that there is now Activision Blizzard Studios, which is essentially the kind of official cinematic arm for things that are not just in-game cinematics. And they are working on not only some other things like Call of Duty, there's a full-on cinematic project they're working on. And this is from one of the former executives at Disney. One of those guys, I think they said that he was the one who basically sealed the deal to acquire things like Lucasfilms for Disney and some of those other big acquisitions they had done in the last few years. So he's one of those heavy hitters. And they said they still have another one that they're going to be announcing later on that's going to be helping him with that. Along with
Right.
that, so with Overwatch, we not only have a graphic novel, which I think is something that we kind of expected. We expected a graphic novel or a comic or something like that, just because of the way
Yeah.
that Metzen talks about it. And that's going to
Mhm.
give us some great insight into the world of Overwatch, what happened in the Omnic Crisis, and what led up to where we're at now with this fractured group of people. And on top of that, we're going to get, because of this new studio, this crazy, awesome new thing of animated shorts. And these are animated shorts in the same quality as that opening cinematic, not opening cinematic, but that launch cinematic from last year when they debuted from the museum and all that. We're going to get that quality because everybody loved them so much, and they knew that that would be a great way to tell every hero story. So they started that project off, and they played a little sizzle reel for it at BlizzCon, and boy, does it look fantastic. I can't wait to see this, honestly.
I can't wait to see Winston's story.
Winston's story, some of the stuff with Winston's story we kind of know, but I'm excited to kind of see it fleshed out. We read about his story, but I want to see it happen, and that's what we get.
I want to see the first time he goes bananas over his glasses.
Yes.
I want to learn why.
He likes peanut butter, and I'd never even thought about there's some of the maps you'll see the peanut butter laying around there.
Mm-hmm.
And now we know because of that little sizzle reel. I should put it in the show notes. I think I did. I'll make sure that now we know that he loves peanut butter and why. And now it doesn't just fly over my head anymore. It's just some random thing.
Well, peanut butter and bananas go really well together, and he is a monkey. Monkeys eat bananas.
There you go. I'm excited. I'm just excited to see everybody's story, and they sounded so excited to tell the Hanzo and Genji story, which is going to be epic.
The whole Shimura clan freaking story is going to be amazing. I cannot wait to see anything on that. It's going to be amazing.
So
cannot wait.
Be on the lookout for that, and I'm assuming just like everything else, it's going to be one of those things where they're just going to post it on YouTube, and we get to just enjoy it for free. So one of those great things that Blizzard does. On from that, we did get to see, like I said earlier, the Soldier 76 statue prototype and also the Reaper prototype. And this is going to be the collectible Reaper statue. So just kind of like the Tracer one that's already come out, we're going to get to have this awesome Reaper one. I'll put that in the show notes as well so you can see the photo of it. It is on our Twitter page, though, so I did put it out there.
I didn't see either of them, so I'm just kind of sitting here like, woo! Yeah!
How much time did you spend at the Overwatch booth?
Too much.
Too much? Did you play any other games?
Way too much. Huh?
Did you play any other games?
I played a little bit of the new expansion for Hearthstone.
Nice.
Which was, well, it was fun. I'm not a Hearthstone player, but I decided to check it out anyways. And I enjoyed myself. Probably not going to pick it up, but that's just because I'm not a Hearthstone player.
Yeah. Do you think next year we could see an Overwatch tournament here at BlizzCon?
Oh, dude.
Do I need to ask? Do I need to ask that?
It's going to happen. Esports is already such a major deal with this. We have a tournament going on in just a few hours. The first beta tournament from Sombrero GG, and people are already on board with esports, already getting it organized, already getting it going. Yeah. So it'll be there. I can almost guarantee it.
Nice. Well, as we know, the new heroes dropped this week, the new map dropped this week, and another patch, along with them, came with some interesting adjustments to the game.
It came with the first swing of the nerf bat. Boom!
We're going to have to make that a thing on the show now.
I know, like, bam, 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 tink, ow!
All right.
Yeah, so there were 2 nerfs and 1 fix, which people saw as a nerf and got stupidly pissed off about.
Yeah.
I know Frostee did. So
but I understand.
The first nerf, McCree's damage at long range was reduced drastically, and at mid range as well, which kind of took away from, a lot of people are using him kind of like as a sniper, because his 6-shooter was really accurate at long range. It was pinpoint accurate. It still is.
And it's super powerful.
Being able to do that much damage from that range with a pistol, not conducive to his lore.
What, you don't like the Halo 1-esque feeling of that,
Yeah, right. Pistol one-shot headshots. Yeah. No, I'm good with that. We can leave that out of my game. Thank you very much.
I like how Jeff Kaplan put it. He said in the interview at BlizzCon that McCree is too good. McCree's pretty good at long, medium, and short range. Maybe if he could be a little less good at one of those, that would be a good thing. I think that's how he put it. A little
less good. And his damage at long range was brought down significantly, which I like. I mean, we don't see McCree played as often anymore, but people People who know how to use them at close range, still gods with them.
Yeah, Krendor still wrecked my team with him just like 2 days ago, so
Whatever.
it didn't matter.
Krendor. But the second nerf, it's on Pharah,
Yep.
which I thought was well deserved. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was the
rate
her
of fire.
time between firing her rockets was increased a little bit, which, thank God.
Yeah.
And Pharah's not a must pick anymore. Thank you.
Yeah, it's true. I've seen a lot less of both of them ever since that happened. I mean, granted, everybody wants to get their hands on the new heroes too, so we'll see how that kind of falls out in the end. Because Pharah is still important, but it's not like you're gonna have the 3 Pharahs all the time because everybody fighting over to be her in a match anymore. So.
And the final fix, not a nerf.
The final quote-unquote nerf.
Mercy's ultimate was changed to where the resurrect actually triggers at the end of her animation instead of the beginning, which was what was basically intended from the start.
Yeah.
After seeing this in the game for a few days, I can say that it still needs adjusting.
Yeah.
I think maybe if they had the res trigger a little closer to the middle of the animation, it would be a little bit better. Maybe not quite at the middle, but maybe a little more towards the end, but not all the way at the end. Like, she doesn't have to finish her animation before the res comes off.
I agree with that, and I understand that it was a little OP because once you got your ult, just a little, right? Instant res.
Little.
Because you'd get caught in situations where your teammates would die around you and you had your ult up, and all you had to do is
there was no risk to using your ultimate.
You just touch Q and they're right there instantly. It didn't matter. Now you gotta wait a little bit of time. So.
Yeah, now there's an element of risk to it because people can kill you before you finish your animation and your ult will not go off.
Exactly.
Just like Junkrat's Riptire, just like what other ults are there that take time? Reinhardt's Earth Shatter.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimates like that. If they don't finish their animation, doesn't go off, and they die.
That's it.
So,
and it has happened to me a few times now until I kind of get used to how long it's going to take. You had to get the feel for it, but it's all good.
Now you have to actually get to a safe location instead of just jumping in the middle of the team pressing Q.
Oh goodness.
You have to actually think.
I have to be strategic about stuff? No way.
But I thought this was a Blizzard game.
Shots fired. Let's get the MLG horn in there.
Yes.
All right, well let's get back to Ask Overcast, the segment where you ask us your questions. I don't have any from Twitter. I do have some from earlier on in the chat though, and these are both from Dark J01. And he said, "What is our favorite and least favorite of the new 3 heroes?" I'll go ahead and start. My favorite one of the 3 is Genji, because hacking and slashing and deflecting ultimates, that's awesome, and I love it. It's fun to go around and just hack people up and then just bail out, climb up walls, all that fun stuff. I mean,
fair enough. What's your least favorite?
The least favorite out of what I've been able to play so far was Mei, just by a little bit. I mean, it's hard because I like them, but Mei, it just seemed like really, and it might have been the teams I was on. I don't know. I have to say that I'm sorry I haven't played with you as much, but the teams I was on, it seemed like I just couldn't really get anything done with her. And when I did land abilities, it was a lot of fun, but it just seemed like people were able to blow me away pretty quick if I didn't get them frozen up. So maybe it's a gameplay issue on my side. It's a Frostee problem.
Oh, Frostee doesn't like the frozen hero.
I know, odd, right? So how about you? Out of the top 3, the new 3, what's your top?
Oh, favorite by far is D.Va. I mean, D.Va's bae. So I love her playstyle. I love playing tanks. So D.Va would naturally my choice to be my favorite of the 3 new heroes. Least favorite, Genji. And that being, it's not that I'm bad with him. It's that I'm going to need a lot more practice with him. I mean, I absolutely love Mei. Her gameplay is fantastic. She can pull off all kinds of crazy kinds of plays if you know how to play her correctly. And Genji is in the same vein as well. I'm just I think he might be a little. I think he needs to be tweaked just a little bit. I think he might be just slightly too powerful right now with his ability to deflect, his ability to damage over time and resets on kills, things of that nature. His shurikens do a stupid amount of damage if they hit you.
He's probably going to get that nerf bat, you're saying, huh?
Yeah, it looks like Genji might be getting a nerf bat. I mean, bear in mind his shurikens aren't the easiest thing in the world to land, but if they do land, they deal a stupid amount of damage no matter how far away you are.
High reward.
So, nah, not even that. I mean, it's just you throw shurikens and wait until it hits something.
There you go. And the last question was, what is our favorite map?
Favorite map? I actually, this is going to go against popular opinion.
Uh-oh.
I like King's Row.
You like King's Row? I like it. King's
All
Row's good.
Everybody I play with, whenever they see King's Row, they go, ugh. Or, oh man, King's Row, this map sucks. I'm like, dude, this map is fun. I like sneaking around as Reaper and being all kinds of sneaky deaky like.
In the dark. My favorite map, I think, is probably Hanamura. It's a beautiful map.
It is.
First
it is
of
a very
all,
beautiful map.
And I love the first checkpoint, not as much, but that second checkpoint, especially if you're attacking. I love all the different ways you can get in there. And when you're defending, it's a little bit annoying when you're defending because of that, but at the same time, it's very exciting. I've seen a lot of games come down to the absolute wire in that map.
Yeah, I just think Hanamura is a little small.
It is a little small, but the beauty makes up for it.
You're silly, Frosty.
I know, I'm silly. I'm all about the aesthetics. And I think that brings us to the end of this week's show, though. The end of our news for this week. So we'll look for Blizz to be swinging that nerf bat around in the next few days, and we'll see if anything changes. And as we inch our way to the close of the closed beta and closer to release, we'll have a lot more news for you, and we'll probably next week cover a lot of the interviews as they've started now finally trickle down in the last day or so. We'll cover a lot more of the interviews from BlizzCon, a lot more of the insight, and also I'm hoping if we can work everything out, we should be having our first guest in the next week. So we have some guests that have expressed some interest in getting on the show this month, and if we can kick that off, that would be absolutely fantastic. So look for that. Remember, in the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter at Overcast Show, and you can also follow theovercastshow.blogspot.com, which is our blog page with our show notes and links to all the videos and new hero information and all that great stuff. So you can check that out. This is all under frozenfoxradio.com. We can find all of our other shows. Hit us up on Facebook, like us there, iTunes, Podbean for the audio version if you're not able to catch us live. And of course, we always post this to YouTube. So thank you very much for joining us for the 18th episode. Chris, it has been a fantastic week. I loved being able to hang out with you at Con Before the Storm and be able to do the live panel with you. Thanks for everybody that showed up to that as well. I did not want to forget to mention that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. Got to meet Jesse Cox. Got to hang out with him a little bit. We had to kick him out of off our table at the tap room. That was fun.
We'd be like, shoo, this is our table now.
I was like, hey, let me get a selfie. Cool.
I know, right?
Go.
We could say that Jesse Cox opened for us then. In the tap room, right?
That was a lot of fun. I actually had a really good time there. But anyways, it is time for us to round up this episode, number 18 of Overcast. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in if you tuned in live. If not, I thank you guys for watching us on YouTube, iTunes, Podbean, whatever your choice of podcast platform you choose.
Yep.
Thank you guys again so much. This would not be possible without you. And until next time, I'm Chris Matrix.
And I'm Frosty.
Stay awesome, Gotham.
Catch you on the flip side.